Welcome everyone, it's Alan V with Chocobo Chokeslam, and we are doing a brand new Let's Play. If you're wondering what's going on with Stay Democratic People's Republic of Korea, I'm going to move that over strictly to the Twitch channel to complete or get farther in as a part of my Weeaboo Trash stream. I think that warrants itself or lends itself better to that format. So we're doing a brand new game, and you could probably pick up on what I'm playing based on what you see on the screen right now. We're doing, and this is still a demo, so I can't do a complete playthrough, but I'm going to go as far as the game will let us. I'm doing Pokemon Infinite Fusion randomized, meaning the game gives you an option to do a randomizer or classic, meaning regular starters or, you know, random ones. And it gives you a Nuzlocke option. I chose not to do the Nuzlocke because I can do that another time. But wanted to play this a little first. Pokemon Infinite Fusion is actually a pretty cool concept. And as you can see here, using the DNA splicers that were introduced in Gen 5 to fuse Zekrom or Reshiram with Kyurem. I almost said Kyogre. I'm like, no, that's wrong Pokemon. So yeah, I like Pokemon. I just didn't want to be a Poketuber. I think I already hit a weird enough of a niche market doing wrestling, so I want to kind of do a little bit of everything. But we're going to do a Let's Play of this game. So my starter is going to be randomized. My encounters are randomized, and from what I've seen based on the little bit of playing around I've done, the randomizer does, I believe, a 1-for-1 replacement for the Pokemon in the encounter. So, like, if Route 1, if it's supposed to be Pidgey and Rattata, well, all the Pidgey are replaced with, say, Paris, and all the Rattata are replaced with, like, Jigglypuff, and so on. So, the opponents are random every time you fight them. I kept losing to Brock because I had a Pikachu as a starter, and the gimmick of the game is you fuse them together. So Meowth is dark type in this, so I made the first electric dark type, and it was a Meowchu. But you'll see this based on what we run into here. You can see on the screen that we fused a Nidoqueen and a Nidoking, and essentially it's Nidoqueen body with Nidoking's head. Probably not the best one to use to demonstrate the fusion technique, but hey, whatever. So we'll give this at least a few rounds. We'll get as far as we can before we hit the limit of the game. So I just want to go ahead and we'll get started here. Volume levels don't look too bad here. I could turn me down a little possibly. If you're wondering why the in-game audio is down so low, I do have it turned down. Because it's maybe nice. I'm not knocking the creator's efforts. It's just the music's not one of the better parts of this game. This music's not bad, but the music you hear with the Silph-Co at the beginning is extremely irritating. So I turned it up a bit. Hopefully this doesn't drown me out too much. So I'll turn that back down a little. But in traditional Pokemon fashion, sorry, this is where the music gets a little gravy. And again, they had to change it up a bit for copyright reasons, because Nintendo is a bit of a prick when it comes to copyright on YouTube. My Mario 3 playthrough I did got copyright claimed multiple times for the same, by Nintendo for the same source. So it was, I'm not monetized at the moment, so Nintendo, enjoy the no revenue. I don't mind being a partner. If you want to hook me up with a Switch and a capture card, I'll whore your products out. I mean, I'd be honest about them. If they're bad, they're bad. They're good, they're good. Now that I have a controller that works better with the Mega Man X collection, I may do attempt to do a Let's Play on that. I am not the best at Mega Man X. The first one I'm pretty good at. Second and third I am awful. Fourth I'm okay. Fifth is a bad game, just all around. And so are 6 and 7, and I haven't played 8 yet, so we'll see what's going on. So I get to name my partner, and of course I name me Chocobo Chokeslam. Here. Damn, I can't fit it. My true enemy. You dare. There we go. Well, I'm sure that you and YouTube Money will have a ton of fun on your Pokemon journey together. That's it, Dare. I'm not holding you here. There's an auto run feature. Hit the S button. I don't remember the link to download this, so hopefully I remember to find that to put it in the description here for you when I upload this episode. I'm going to try to make these about 20 to 30 minutes each, and I'll do a couple episodes at a time, depending how, time I have and all that fun stuff, and I'll try to keep one up a day. But I hope everybody enjoys this series. This is actually a very well-made Pokemon game. And there's quite a few out there. There's some so bad they're good, like Pokemon Snakewood. But like you have Resurgence, or Insurgence, Uranium. There's a few good ones out there. And here's Professor Oak. Come with me to my lab, i.e. teleport there. Now let's find out who our starters are. Hopefully I didn't get screwed. I believe this game has the first 2 generations. Tentacool. No, I don't want a Tentacool. Seal. I'm taking the Charmander. And again, I randomized this. For some reason, this game has a habit of having at least one of the 3 regular starters. Trogdor. You chose Squirtle, huh? No, I didn't. Now, neither of the 2 there are going to be the ones that were on the table. He's going to have a random fused Pokemon every time. I can't change that. It's not an outside randomizer. It's one built into the game. I did have an old randomizer program from a couple years ago for Fire Red and Leaf Green. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, instead of giving me a thing to fuse them together, he's like, here's $1,000. Ooh, that is loud. We'll turn that down a notch. And this is probably the dumbest fusion ever. It's a Zubat and a Golbat fused together. And here's the gist of the game here for you. Essentially, your fused Pokemon are it's the body of one and the face of another. And the body is, if you have one like, say, I take Trogdor here, my Charmander, and I get him to level 10, and then I'm probably going to try to do a water type to have a fire-water. Say I get a Magikarp, for lack of a better one, and I do a fusion, and the Magikarp is like level 7. Well, it's going to be a Charmander with a Magikarp's face, and probably the body will be a Charmander, but it'll be colorized like a Magikarp. There are some ugly as hell fusions, and there are some awesome looking ones. This game is a lot of fun, but it is difficult, so... And again, it's not a ROM, it's an EXE. So it's its own file, made using Pokemon Essentials. There's not really, like, GameShark codes. You can't take, like, Fire Red and Leaf Green GameShark codes and give yourself 1,000 rare candy and all that fun stuff. I don't want to lose this battle. But, so this one, you have to grind out money. The game is pretty gracious. Like, you get a type of mushroom in Viridian Forest that you could probably hang on to and get something better later on in the game, but 5,000 Poké Dollars early on is very useful. This sounds pretty loud on my end, but we'll find out. The reason why I wanted to win this battle is you usually get a couple levels here because it's a fused Pokemon. So from what I'm gathering, you're getting the XP, the amount to equivalent to beating 2 Pokemon. Anyway, I'm off to collect gym badges. Smell you later, loser. Anyway, I'm here to make sure you don't make any money. So I get the quest to go to the town and get his package, and which means I can't catch anything yet. It's annoying, but I can train a little bit. And what I like in the game is I can call Blue whatever I want, but his name is Blue. And you can play as male or female. If you play as a female, because I was doing that as a test run, you play as this character. I had that one as one of my guinea pigs, and I named a rival after my other guinea pig since they can't stand each other. Well, let's see. Our first wild encounter is a Rattata. Actually, for being this root, that's a pretty high level. But I'm not doing a Nuzlocke because I want to play this the way I want to. At another point in time, I could come back to this and do this as a Nuzlocke. This is a type of game, either on Classic or Randomize, that you can get a few runs out of. And from what I can see, the Randomizer, at least early on, does not throw a random legendary at you. The Randomizer I had for Fire Red and Leaf Green, like the first encounter I had in the game was an Arceus, which you're not capturing in a Pokeball. And the Randomizer seems to make sure you don't get screwed by having a Pokemon you can't fight with. Although, I'm kind of stuck on Charmander if I don't find something to counter, she's an actual trainer I can fight. I'm gonna go get the Pokeball over here first. Oh, there are some good Pokemon early. Yeah. And then there's this crap. Now, they made Meowth a dark type in this game for some reason. It's not a Alolan Meowth, it's the regular sprite. But they, to my knowledge, kept Rattata normal, so I'm not sure why they made Meowth a dark type. If you're one of the creators of this and you come across this video, feel free to leave a comment. I'm not complaining, I like Meowth as a dark type. I actually really love Alolan Meowth. Especially Alolan Persian being fat, derpy kitty cat. And what the hell am I looking at? And I won't say kitty cat again, I promise. I'm sorry, I don't adult with animals at all. Like, I see a wild animal, my first thought isn't wild animal, self-preservation, it's I want to pet it. With a few exceptions. I don't like snakes. There's no desire in me to pet a snake. I'm getting lucky early on with that Pokemon battle. Last time I was doing a test run, I had the Pikachu in the beginning, and I think she had a fused rock, or fused ground and rock type. And I was just like, well, this is going to be fun. And again, I haven't played this on a normal run, so if I do another playthrough of this, I probably will do another playthrough specifically when the full version comes out, or at least when 4.0, the next update, goes out of beta. Because, like, on their website, from when I was looking at it, it talks about, you know, this one's buggy, so you may want to use the older version. But I'm also doing blue version. Blue version does, they said reverse fusions. I'm not quite sure what that means. Like, he wants, again, this doesn't help right now because I'm using a randomizer, so there's no guarantee I'll run into a Spearow here. If I find one, I'm going to take the Bellsprout because I would love to have a Fire Grass type. I'm aiming for Fire Water. And I'm also aiming for Steel Poison. Because those are, well, Fire Water, obviously Volcanion. But there is not a Steel Poison type yet in the game. And you can, when you make your own fusion, you can split them apart. You don't get your DNA fuser thing back, but DNA splicer. But you can split them apart if it doesn't come out right. And the fusers are $500 a pop. I mean, if I was gonna do this as like a real game and like do competitive battling or anything, having a Ditto would be awesome. But for this, not so much. Like, I have to say, in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, that quest to get 5 Dittos, each with a perfect IV and a stat, was awesome. Because, essentially, you can breed a Pokemon, get that IV. If you do it right, you can essentially... It takes a while, but you can get a Pokemon with a crap ton of IVs. Perfect IVs. I'm not nuts with Pokemon. Like, I don't go crazy with the breeding and all that. With the exception of, like, ones I like. Like, I always would breed a proper nature Mimikyu. Yeah. And you saw that. If you pause the video, you could go back and watch it, because I know I clicked through everything. 20,000 plus Pokemon, because they count every variation of a fusion as an individual Pokemon. Now, I can't be the only one that looks at this and goes, oh dear God, the ethics of everything. Of just taking two random animals and fusing them together without getting their say. Or like, I want to do a fire-water type because it covers a lot of weaknesses from each other. And again, the only one you can get in the game is Volcanion, so it's not a common typing that you can play with normally. But I gotta imagine the pain that would put each Pokemon in. That would be kind of fun. I'm not catching Rattata. There is nothing I want to put with a Rattata. Although I will get Trogdor some more levels. And each Pokemon that you fuse together, the individual Pokemon will still evolve. So say I do a Charmander and a Nidoran. Well, I would get Charmeleon and Nidorino, and then I can get Charizard and Nidoking or Nidoqueen. And the other nice thing, too, is it's easy to grind in this game. I found that out last night when I kept losing to Brock. You can re-challenge trainers you already beat. So I just hung out by the exit of the Viridian Forest and kept battling the same trainer over and over until I got good. But we got a few minutes left in this episode. Let's get 15. Now I have 2 DNA splicers, so I can get 2 fusions right now. It would be intriguing if they were able to make triple-type Pokemon, but I think that would break the game way too much. Now, I'll show you this, because I love the fact that they went back to the original Japanese one. Now get up, Grandpa, you're drunk, you're embarrassing us. You know, in the American version, because children don't have alcoholic parents or relatives, or, and again, just because you drink, you're not an alcoholic, don't misinterpret me there. Just because children have never seen a parent or an adult figure drink alcohol before, we can't show that in a video game. So, in the American version, he was just tired and needed his coffee. In the Japanese, he was drunk. And while I'm here, and I'm chatting a lot this episode, I apologize. In the old Digimon cartoon, the original season with the original crew, Tai, TK, and all them, the episode where they're feeding, and I don't ask me to remember their names. I want to call him Bon Gecko, but it's not his name. That's actually a Pokemon from the Pokemon Clover. But it was the frog thing with the tuba, and they're giving him milkshakes in the American version. It's sake. Bottles of sake in the Japanese. He was getting shit-faced. But again, we're not allowed to, like, show things to children for some reason. Alright. So we're gonna get through our first... this is where some of them don't work. That's a Nidoran and a Gastly. I'm gonna get through the first couple, or through my first rival battle. Since I'm already hitting about 20 minutes now, and then we'll call it an episode, and then we'll pick back up. And hopefully get a couple fusions in. It'll probably be 2 or 3 episodes before we get through the first gym. Sweet. Da-da-da. Sorry, Pat. Oh, I didn't know they'll offer to do trades. It helps when you read the NPC dialogue. I remember this from last time. And Pecha Berry cures poison. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to run into a poison type here. Here you go, Trogdor. And if you don't know who Trogdor is, or where the reference comes from, do yourself a favor and look up Homestar Runner, or in particular, Strong Bad. Ooh, I want this. Abra has a nice treat in this game. This game has some type changes for basic Pokemon and some move changes. Teleport is basically turned into a 2-turn attack. Oh, no you don't. He's gonna do it to me now. I can't hit him. Please don't kill him. Ow. This is why I'm not doing a Nuzlocke. Alright, so there's going to be a ton of Abra here. Now, I'm not combining Abra with Charizard. I have not come across a Dark type yet. It's Gen 1 and 2, so come on. I know this should be in the game. Damn it. Like, Charizard, Growl. There's nothing here. Charmander, Growl. There's nothing here. Alright, let's... Yay. I am going to end this episode with the rival battles, even if this one runs a little longer than I want. I don't care. Like I said, I'm going to try to keep these to about 25 to 30 minutes, only because there's all that grinding. And if I get stuck to a point where I don't want to spend an entire episode grinding with you guys and gals, and whatever you identify as, we're going to go ahead and I'll grind off screen. You know what? Hold on. Because I know one of you's screaming at me to do it anyways. Let's go to the Pokemon Center. Money's precious early on in this game until I get through Viridian Forest, and you'll see why. I have to say, out of a lot of the fan games I played, this is pretty well thought out. I gotta give a ton of props to the creators. Probably one of the more well thought out games is Uranium, and unfortunately they got shut down with a cease and desist by Nintendo, or Game Freak. More than likely Nintendo. I mean, I can't hate Nintendo entirely for doing that, because they did shut down another Metroid 2 remake, or another Super Metroid 2 remake, and ASMR, or whatever the heck it was called. ASMR is that noise thing. Words, I can use them. But then they came out with a remake of Metroid 2, so I'm not mad. Rather than sit here and look to see what else I can get, I'm going to go ahead and battle, just so we can get some levels, and then we'll get the rival battle out of the way here. Dick Carp. Like I said, some of these are really bad. Which means now he's not going to be weak to this, which not that he was before, but... Let's see if I can move first. Damn it. No, please don't die. Oh, I do more damage. Why do I do more damage? Oh, that's right, because Abra, at least the last one I had, had really good special defense, but would get one shot by a quick attack. This reminds me a lot of the old Pokemon anime when the early in the series when Ash and the kid in the samurai outfit were having a bug battle and both were using nothing but Harden. You have to outspeed this thing. Good boy, Trogdor. Dick Carp. I saw Nitto in there, which means Psychic is going to be really good. It's a Nitto key, I think. See, that one doesn't look bad. Some of the fusions look really good, and some of them look like someone just threw up pixels everywhere. Which is understandable, because this... trying to come up with a unique look for every possible fusion is going to be hard as hell. In Game Freak, no, I don't want this in an official Pokemon game. I want new, cool Pokemon type combinations. Like an electric dark type, a dark fairy, poison steel. I don't need... I mean, if you gotta do that through fusing Pokemon together, cool. But, you know, this is fun as a fan game. Look at that. Look at... oh, almost 2 levels. I'm not running back this time, so sorry. Alright, let's go find YouTube money. Chocobo Chokeslam versus YouTube money. Ew. I need to switch because I'm not going to do any damage. Because Clefairy is Fairy type. Haha. Failed. That's fine. I don't mind using Ember. Why would you Encore on a move that's super effective? A Zootuff? Is that a Zubat and a Wigglytuff? Oh! Sorry for that being so loud. Let me turn that down a little. Things that nightmares are made of. Holy crap, that's awesome. Now that's a poison fairy type. That's kind of cool. I kind of want that. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it took on the normal typing. That's one thing. Back when there was the first version of this game, which wasn't Infinite Fusion, it was just Pokemon Fusion, different plot. I don't know if it's the same game, they just redid it, or if it's a follow-up game to this one. I didn't care enough to do that much research. You couldn't really control what typings you got. So, like, if you fused with, like, a Jigglypuff with a Charmander, instead of being Fairy Fire, it would be normal, because it's normal Fairy. So, I'm not 100% sure how to determine what the typings will be. Well, Abra just went nuts. Beginner's luck. Alright, so whether you just got lucky, those 2 Pokemon yours do look like they could be strong eventually, though. Be sure to watch out. Anyway, I heard the Pokemon League. You know the drill. You can't go to the Pokemon League yet. Smell you later, and disappear. I know there's a different save. I don't care. So, holla! We got our Charmander as a starter. Despite it being a randomizer, we wound up with a stock starter. And we also got an Abra. So I want to call it an episode here. Thank you for tuning in, and stay tuned for part 2 of Pokemon Infinite Fusion Randomizer. I'm Alan V with Chocobo Chokeslam. Peace out, take it easy, enjoy the rest of your day.